Hey guys, it's Jasmine. So in today's video, I'm going to do an update for 7 years on HRT. So the last one of these I did was at the 2 year mark, and now we're at 7, and it's a little difficult to believe that I'm at this point, but here I am. So I'm going to give like a bit of an overview of what's happened physically, what's happened emotionally, and also my measurements towards the end there, like comparing between my 2 year mark and my now mark. So look forward to that. Before I get into this, you've probably noticed that my name on here has changed. It's now Jasmine Vine. This is actually my legal name. Like Jasmine Lee was kind of like my stage name for the longest time. And I've really been on a bit of a journey of stepping into my authenticity a lot more. And part of that is projecting my actual name. So that's the name. It's still me, but it's the real me. So I've just got some notes off to the side here. So if you notice me like looking down, that's why. So physically, I've purposefully not worn a bra for this video, and also just because it's comfortable and I can't be bothered. But you know, there's a reason. Um, so in terms of like breast growth, like really like they're there, they exist. They're not, humongous. They're just there. They exist, and it's fine. I love them. They did go through a little bit of a growth spurt recently, I think, because for some reason I put on like 9 kilos within like 3 months. It was ridiculous. Um, I don't really know what caused that. I don't know whether, HRT has anything to do with it or whether it's just because I'm aging. But yeah, I did kind of put a little bit of weight on kind of all over, a little bit more in my tummy than I wanted to, but I've really, slimmed down a little bit again to a point that I'm comfortable with. I'm not underweight anymore, which is great. But yes, so in terms of like the body oddy, there have been quite a few stretch marks actually from that weight gain. So I had stretch marks all over my backside, all over my hips, all over like here, and also on my inner thighs, like stretch marks. So yeah, I was expanding at a nice rate. um, but I feel like overall I have kind of settled, like, these have kind of settled into like an even thing. Like 7 years, they're not likely to grow anymore. If they did, that would be a bit odd. And that's fine. I'm happy with that and I love them, so that's fine. In terms of the rest of my body, I feel like I've, got a little bit more curvature to me. Not a lot, but yeah, I don't know. Um, I can't be bothered like moving the camera to show properly, but overall, there's a little bit more curvature to, the hips, and my thighs are a bit bigger. And overall, just more of a womanly figure, I would say, because I was very much a bit of a stick bug before, quite like verging on, too skinny. Not verging, I was too skinny. Um, but I feel like that's all evened out now. Um, and yeah, it's easier for me to gain weight now. And like I said, I don't know whether that's HRT or if it's just aging, but I find now I actually have to watch what I eat a little bit. Before I was eating like, actually, I remember in my 2 year HRT update, I was like, I have eaten 5 cans of these Pringles in like 2 days. And that was true. And if I ate like that now, I would not survive. So yeah, who knows? That could be to do with it, might not be. Yeah, so in terms of physically, last year I was really like I was excited about my 6th year as well, and I did want to do something for it, but I didn't because I found out that my testosterone had spiked randomly. And I couldn't figure out why. My endocrinologist couldn't figure out why. We were looking at it like, did you like skip your medication for like a couple of weeks? Like, well, how has this happened? Because I was on the same medication, taking like spironolactone and Progenova, and for some reason, like my estrogen was still at a good level, but my testosterone was also like in male range, which was really odd. And physically, I noticed there was a lot of acne like coming up on my forehead, and just like, I don't know, just like bigger pores, and like I was sweating more, like that kind of stuff. Um, and I didn't actually think much of it because it was like a gradual thing. It was a slow transition. And then I realized, like, once I got these test results back, that holy crap, it's really had like a big effect on my skin and my everything. So that was odd. This year we're all good. I've switched from spironolactone to Androcure, which has a what is so the effect of Androcure versus spironolactone is Androcure actually stops don't quote me, I'm not a doctor, but it stops the production of testosterone, whereas spironolactone just interferes with the reception of it. So you're still producing it, you're just not receiving it. So I find it's worked a lot better for me. I was originally a bit worried about it because I've heard that it causes depression a lot more than spironolactone does, but I've been fine. I'll go into measurements. So I've just got the measurements written down here. So 2 years on HRT compared to now 7 years. So at my 2 year mark, I was 93 centimeters shoulder width. And now I'm 97 and a half. I don't really understand how that's happened. Like, have I gotten fatty shoulders or something? I don't get it. But anyway, that's what the measurement said. So bust, I was 84.5 centimeters, and I'm now 89 centimeters. Waist, I was 67 centimeters, and I'm now 73 centimeters. What's that? 78, 79. Oh, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73. So, 6 centimeters in the waist. That's all right. I could stand to gain a bit more there. Hips, I was 82 centimeters, and now I'm 87 centimeters. Neck was 33.5 centimeters and is now 35 centimeters. Probably a lot to do with my the weight of my freaking hair, honestly. Got to build up those neck muscles. My thighs were 46.5 centimeters, and they're now 51 centimeters. So overall, I feel like I've gained at least 5 centimeters in width everywhere, including my shoulders, which is weird, but so overall, just a lot more of a womanly figure, and that pretty much ties up the physical side of it. So moving on to the emotional, there's not a lot to report on emotionally, honestly. I've been quite stable, comfortable, confident. I honestly, I don't really have any dysphoria within myself. Like I could look at myself in like a full mirror with like no clothes on, and I don't feel any dysphoria, which is incredible. I find dysphoria only comes in if I have a sexual partner or something, because then I get all these worries about like, oh, are they gonna, do they actually, dislike my body, blah, 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 blah. In terms of me within myself, there's no problems, like fine. It's more so my confidence around relationships and things of that nature, which is more of like an internal thing for me to work on. So that's just is what it is. It's something that I'm working on, and it's something that will just get better and better. Apart from that, like, I love myself, I have a lot of good self-love practices, whatnot. That sounds odd, but you know what I mean. And yeah, really, like, this far down the line, it's difficult to pinpoint what sort of emotional things have come from HRT and what is just natural progression, what is just, my other medications that I'm on because I'm diagnosed with bipolar. It could be, my mood stabilizers having a big effect. It could be the change work that I've been doing, the psychology. Like, there's too many factors there. So just like emotionally, I don't know what to say other than I'm good. I remember I actually read a post from a trans woman on Instagram recently saying how having HRT has helped her to find love within herself, to love herself. And it really sort of brought back the memories of when I first started HRT. Like, the emotional effect was the biggest one that I noticed right away. It almost felt like giving me a ticket to experience life, because at that point I was so suicidal. I was seeing all these changes happening in my body and was not having it. And pausing that, for me, it honestly saved my life at that point in time. It did. So yeah, I can really remember that feeling, like the calm that washed over me, the like, oh, almost like the I'm in control now kind of feeling. And it was so beautiful. And I'm excited for any trans person to experience that and experience the self-confidence that comes with that hormonal change. Um, oh, it was so beautiful. And of course, you don't have to medically transition, you don't have to physically do anything to be yourself, to be comfortable within yourself. Of course not. But for a lot of us, and definitely for me, HRT was a huge turning point in my mental health. Um, yeah, I mean, it kind of went here and then it went, and now it's good again. But it does make a huge difference. So that's all I've got to report on HRT wise. I hope this has been informative. In terms of life things, just to give a little bit of an update, yes, like I said in the beginning of this video, I've changed my name to Jasmine Vine, which isn't really changing it because that's what I legally changed it to many, many years ago. I've started a coaching business specifically for trans people to help them step into their authentic selves, to help them experience self-love, less dysphoria, and more gender euphoria. So that's actually the title that I've decided to go with for myself, is to be a gender euphoria coach. And in whatever way works, for you. But really, my passion is helping people let go of the negative emotions that are holding them in the past, help them heal from, the bullying and all the nonsense that we have to put up with throughout our lives as trans people, and just to help gain confidence and self-love, within yourself. And it's something that I've experienced recently, through all the change work. I've invested $20,000 in myself, or in the past 4 months. It's ridiculous. But I've really been on this big journey of growth within myself and self-acceptance and learning to accept, not being in stealth mode, because that's what I was in for so many years. I wasn't out at work. I wasn't out to the people around me. I wasn't even out to my housemate. I didn't tell my housemate until they kind of figured it out through one way or another. But so I'm really stepping into that and being you know what? Nothing invalidates me. Yeah, you can probably see I have an Adam's apple. Does that make me less of a woman? No. Does it make me a different kind of woman? Yes. But does that invalidate me? Fuck no. I am who I am. I'm comfortable within myself, within my own body, within my own mind. And that is what I want to bring to other people. And that is what I am bringing to other people. So that's a little bit of an overview of what I've been doing. I've become a, oh gosh, there's more. I've become like a neurolinguistic programming practitioner, a hypnotherapist. I practice timeline therapy. I'm actually doing a certification in tarot reading. I've really sort of stepped into my spiritual side, which is something that I was, not fully integrating within myself. And I feel like now that I've done that, I've found so much more peace within myself and confidence and calmness and happiness, just all the good things. Like spirituality for me has really put me into a new, I don't know how to describe it. It just works for me and I'm just doing it now. So that's a little bit of an overview of what I've been up to. All of my social media links will be down below. If you like the video, please like the video, leave a comment. There was something I wanted to ask as well. What did I want to ask? It was, oh, goodness gracious. In terms of starting like a HRT, how has that been helpful for you? Like if you have started HRT, like just talk about your experience. Like I want to know what's going on for you guys. I felt so sort of like disconnected from my community, and I'm really wanting to step into it now and just friggin' spread the love and spread the acceptance and spread the kindness, and spread the visibility, because that's something like I've gone covert, and I really want to spread that visibility now and help other people feel comfortable within themselves. So yes, like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Like I said, all my social media links will be in the comments, in the description, sorry, and my Instagram is probably the one that I use most often. So if you're on Instagram, get onto it. There's lots of positive comments on there. I share a lot of positivity, a lot of the things that I've learned over my journey and what I'm now starting to, teach to other people. Okay, so that's me, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you where I see you. Thanks for watching. Bye.